we've watched your managerial style over the years, and you seem to like to keep tabs on the players, and even if even if there's a situation where a guy's struggling, you do the arm around the shoulder thing, talk to him, bring him in, whatever. I think Means was probably the most obvious example of that in 2020, right? Mm-hmm. Or at least public example of that. But with him, with Adley, it's obviously a unique situation for you because this guy's probably had more pressure on him in the last 10 years than anybody in this organization, right? So your mindset-wise, how do you play this? Do you play this that this guy's got talent, I'm just going to let him be? Or do you play it and, he's struggling some, bring him in and talk to him about just having fun and playing the game? How do you best juggle that?
Well, I mean, that's why I was downplaying it so much when he got here. I was at least trying to, because I know how hard it's going to be and how difficult it is. And he's just going to have to kind of get over this, the early stage of being a major league player. It's not easy. And yeah, I just think support, that's what we're going to do, and that's what we're here for, is to stay positive with him. And he's had you look at his last two games, he gets a line out to left field last night, if that falls, almost tied the game 2 nights ago on a line drive, well-placed second baseman. If that falls, he's got 2 hits in his last 2 games, both big hits. One might have potentially tied the game. It's such a small sample right now. You can't worry about the results. We're facing Shane Bieber last night, and it's an all-star pitcher, and he was really good and on, and everybody struggled. So, it's just it's a tough level, and it's a tough level to break into, and he's going to be just fine. So we just got to be patient and stay positive and support.
Do you tell him that, or do you just leave it off because you know the talent's going to rise?
I told him that early. Like I told him, when he first got here, I just want you to relax, and it's going to be impossible to relax, but relax as best you possibly can and have fun with it. And he's aware that there's young players around the league that are high picks and high prospects that are struggling. I mean, people are talking about it, and it's because it's hard to hit right now in the big leagues, and it just takes adjustments, and it takes a little bit of time, and he's doing just fine. I thought yesterday, he had a work day yesterday. His batting practice was the best I've seen it so far. Was really, loved his swings yesterday during batting practice, and his work has been great, so not worried about him.
As a former catcher, do you have any special words of advice for him as far as what he's doing?
I think he's doing a great job handling our pitching staff, and he's learning. I think that you caught Jordan for the first time a couple days ago. I saw Jordan shake more than usual, I think, but that's so normal of a battery that hasn't worked together, and he's going to go through the process of that, of catching guys that he's not familiar with and calling games against guys he's not familiar with. And it's a lot easier once you've been here for a while and you know the league and you know opposing players and you know how to prepare. And you're not worried about, you're just going out and playing like a professional instead of knowing that the spotlight's on you, knowing you're trying to perform, trying to do what's best for the guy on the mound, want to win. I mean, there's a lot of things that factor into it, and with especially being a young player today, I don't know how these guys do it with the social media and the it's so hard. But I think Adley's handling everything wonderfully, and I think he's handling it like a pro right now, and I've been impressed. I've been impressed because that's a hard thing to do, what he's been going through.
He didn't get the captain in spring because of
Yeah, he didn't have spring training.
What you just noticed of the studious side of him trying to make up all that?
Yeah, I mean, yesterday I walked in the clubhouse and him and Robbie are sitting there for an hour together. He's trying to catch up, and is trying to catch up, and you're 2 weeks into the big leagues, and people are expecting you to perform. It's hard at this level.
At one point in 2009, Tremblay said it to Wieters, and then came to us, media, and said that anything that Wieters gave offensively was gravy.
Uh-huh.
That was a quote we've heard around over the years.
Uh-huh.
Is that something that has to be said to Adley? Is it something you think he understands? Or like, where does that go from a managerial standpoint?
When I see him, when I'm watching him swing the bat right now, I'm watching a guy that's really trying. That's, you know, instead of kind of letting the game come to him a little bit, that's trying to get the big hit. You know, I thought that was what a great experience 2 nights ago was. You know, game on the line, extra innings, good pitcher on the mound, Diego Castillo, nobody was hitting, and he hits a rocket right into the shift. For me, that's a unbelievable positive, and I took a positive out of the game for him for that. I liked yesterday lined out going the other way. For me, that's a positive step. Those 2 balls fall, like I said, it's, you know, he's not struggling according to, you know, the box score. So hang in there.
You said before that guys sometimes step in the box and look at the scoreboard and see the numbers. How important is it for him to maybe ignore the one spot on the scoreboard and instead focus on the hard outs that eventually will start falling?
Yeah, I mean, those are things as coaches that you need to start reminding players about. You know, he's got 400 more bats to go, you know, this season, and you know, that was a lot of our players earlier this year. The guys that have been here, Trey Mancini, you know, guys that have been here for a while that, you know, said hasn't gone off to the start that he wanted to, and you know, it's just it's taking a pitch by pitch approach and try to win every pitch at the plate, and talented enough, the numbers are going to be there at the end of the year.